All right, so the first example we're going to look at is 3x squared minus 10x equals 8. So step one to factoring using the split method is to always make sure that it's in standard form. So standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Well, this equation, as you can tell, it's not equal to 0. So the 8 needs to move to the left-hand side. So I can do so by just subtracting 8. So now what I'll have is 3x squared minus 10x minus 8 equals 0. Okay, step 2 is to check for a GCF. Always look for a GCF first. So looking at my coefficients, 3, negative 10, and negative 8, they don't have anything in common. I also want to make sure that my leading coefficient is not negative, which it's not in this case, so I can just leave it as is. So step 3 now is going to be to make a star. Okay, so the next couple steps, what goes up top is always a times c. So 3 is a, b is negative 10, and c is negative 8. So 3 times negative 8 would be negative 24, and that would go up top. Then in the bottom of my star is always going to be b. So this is a times c, and this is b. So b would be negative 10. All right, so now p and q. So p and q are two numbers that are going to multiply to be the top and add to be the bottom. So we want to add to be negative 10 and multiply to be negative 24. So what two numbers would that be? So we could do, so 6 and 4 might have come to mind, but then we're not going to be able to get to a negative 10 and a negative 24. So on this problem, it's actually going to end up being negative 12 and positive 2. Okay? Next step is going to be to take p and q and replace b with those values. So I'm not changing the equation at all. I'm just rewriting negative 10x to be negative 12x plus 2x. So what I'm going to have is 3x squared minus 12x plus 2x minus 8. So this is where it gets the name split method. I'm literally taking negative 10 and splitting it into two numbers. Now we're going to use what we learned yesterday with GCF. So I'm going